Okay, so I've decided to record because I was just pacing around the house, reflecting in on my thoughts on what was it? I was just doing it. I grabbed the camera and I forgot alchemy. Alchemy, yeah. It's like if I stop moving, my brain stops working. Maybe I need to be talking with a crowd in front of me so I can walk. you know. No. Anyways, I was thinking about alchemy and the process of alchemy. If you don't know what alchemy is, it's the process of transmuting energy. And transmutation is the act, the action of grabbing an energy that is being projected to you from a person, a group, a location, a situation, by sitting with that feeling and using it for your benefit so you can transmute any energy into any way possible. You can use anger to get that explosive first step, and things like that. Or you can use people projecting things onto you to identify any insecurities inside you or any trauma that is being triggered and specific emotions or feelings are coming up. So that is the process of transmutation, and that is what an alchemist does. Um, there is a Brazilian philosopher. I don't know if philosopher is the right name. Maybe he is. A spiritualist, maybe spiritist. I don't know if he's spiritist, but he might be spiritualist. So many different terms, and they're so similar but not the same. It's confusing at times. Anyways, Hélio Couto, this man writes in Portuguese, but you can probably get a translation. He wrote a book called Alquimia Consciencial, which is conscientious alchemy, which is basically using your thoughts and dropping into feelings of relaxation and calm to be able to provide guidance for yourself and learning for yourself. Okay. And what I find really interesting is that some people um, can do this pretty naturally. And I feel a bit awkward talking about myself, but that's what I've been doing for basically the past year. And I didn't realize that I had the capacity to do that, and I don't know, I hate saying it this way, but it is a superpower. It's genuinely a superpower because you're able to transform any knowledge or any situation into a benefit for yourself. And if you already excel at that area, or you don't have anything else to quote unquote fix, it's a very bad word, but if you don't have anything else to fix in a way, then that thing doesn't affect you. That place, that situation, that person, or whatever in your present, in your past, it means those things no longer affect you, and you've integrated that. You've integrated those different parts. So you have one and two parts, and you've integrated. Now those parts are one, and that is the process of alchemy. Is giving yourself compassion and acceptance, and yeah, being being with yourself, and allowing yourself to process emotions, to feel emotions, and to grow from them. Okay, and this can be done through Socratic questioning. But anyways, I've done loads of explanation of what it is. I didn't even get into my reflection yet. So that is what alchemy is. Okay, there are better people that can explain it better than I can. If you're still confused. Um, but anyways, my reflection was people who can alchemize things, feelings, thought patterns. The people who can do that, they are dangerous, potentially dangerous, because alchemy is described as the process of transforming lead into gold. So it's making gold out of a situation, out of a even a metal. I don't know
I don't know how to do it in the physical sense, but in the emotional and the spiritual and the mental sense, is the process of transforming metaphorical lead into metaphorical gold. And that is, that is alchemy. But the dangerous thing is that alchemists can also do the reverse. They can transform gold back into lead because they have the power to mentally and emotionally transform lead into gold. So alchemy is a dual process, and it's both interior and exterior, because you can, if you're an alchemist, you can guide people. You can guide people to their best, or you can guide them to their worst. But it then that is like it's either helping or manipulation. um, but I'm not saying that manipulators are alchemists. They might be there. If you draw a Venn diagram, there's going to be a third on each, whatever. Let's generalize. Non-manipulators, manipulators, and alchemists, and it's going to be equally divided, let's say. um, but yeah, anyways, uh, the the process of alchemy, itself is transformative, but it can be destructive, and you can project that destruction onto other people. But at what cost? If you don't have a set of morals or an ethical compass or anything, then yeah, go ahead. If you don't believe in karma and you don't believe in law of balance, so within, so without, and all the other hermetic principles, if you don't believe in any of that, and in spirituality, spiritism, or if you don't have any faith or belief or moral compass to guide you, then yeah, I mean, go ahead. But I do. That's the difference. I do. I believe in karma. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen to me. I've experienced it. I've lived through it, and I continue to live and grow and improvise through it. It's an ongoing alchemical process, especially when you're trying to reach a certain goal, a certain objective. It can be quite an interesting process. It can be quite an interesting process. But you can, what I'm getting, what the point I'm getting to is, I don't use alchemy for evil. I use it for myself, for self improvement. But I was thinking, I could so easily use the same processes in reverse to either benefit myself by transforming gold to lead in areas of my life that are not beneficial to me, and then using that to help integrate, if you're catching my drift, or projecting that onto people in their situations and fucking them up. Like, that's completely possible. And now that I'm aware of it, I'm double fucking scared, because I'm reflecting on my life now and in situations where that kind of energy could have been applied or was applied, and I didn't get to that point, but that's something that I was just doing, and I was like, fuck. Alchemists can use energy negatively. They can alchemize gold back to lead. Like, that's the power of alchemy. You can choose a positive aspect, or you can choose a not positive aspect. And that is the scary part. That is the scary part, because alchemy, when done right, it's amazing. It changes the way you think, it changes the way you feel, it changes the way you express yourself, it changes how comfortable you are in your own skin, in your own body, even though it can be really uncomfortable, um, especially when you're not fully being yourself. That's the problem. You're not fully being yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I say yourself, but I'm talking about me. Don't take it personally. If anything resonates here with you, then, like, if you understand anything I'm saying, or there's a subtle nuance there that you're picking up, then maybe this video is for you. But yeah, don't do alchemy for evil things, people. Karma is real. Energy, some people are really good out there transmuting, and the energy doesn't even hit them. The energy doesn't even get to them. And if it does, it was because that energy was showing something to the alchemist that the alchemist had to work on. So every time somebody projects something to someone, you got to be careful. Anybody, that's why I don't judge, I don't assume, because the next person could be even more powerful, could do even more. like like they could already had the realization I'm having now. They could have had that 10 years ago, and they could be the master motherfucking alchemist, and I'm not even in my 30s yet. You can have a 50-year-old motherfucking witchy Bruchon fucking alchemist, who transmutes stuff like that in the second, like in the moment. That thing is possible. And there are people like that out there, but you don't know because you tend to judge. I say you, I'm talking about me, okay? But because you tend to judge, and judgment is easy. Most people judge by appearance, judge by the voice, judge by, and any other aspect. Like wealth or lack of wealth, understanding, lack of understanding, uh, language barriers, etc. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So you don't want to just go around being shit to people, because if you send them bad energy, they're either going to send it right back unintentionally because they've already healed that, or it's going to come back to you because they're going to use that energy for good. The buck stops with them, so then they get the good karma that you would have gotten from not doing anything. So it's a transfer of energy. It's a transfer of energy. And so if more people keep giving the alchemist energy, he's just gonna fucking grow, be it good or bad. Be it good or bad. You get me? You get me? So be careful. Be careful who you fuck around with, because you might as well just end up finding out, you know. I don't look like an alchemist. I look pretty goofy right now. I haven't showered today. My skin looks greasy, and So you look at me walking down the street, going to the market in my flip flops, and you're like, "This guy's a fucking bum." And yeah, maybe I look like a bum or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I will transmute that shit. I'll transmute it. I don't care. So, I mean, I'm not saying I'm amazing and it doesn't affect me. I'm human. Emotional, neurochemical, biological reactions happen in my body. Yeah, 100%. I'm not fucking whatever, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Big Pants, but, you know, I'm just a normal dude that can alchemize, that has learned how to alchemize. And you can feel the energies, man. You can feel the energies. And talking about feeling the energies, you can see people that are a bit shifty, but that's for another time. I have other points that I would like to reflect on and maybe record. Um, but every time I get the camera on, I notice my personality changes a bit because I feel I have to conform to a specific standard. YouTube nowadays is really different than what it used to be back then, and my videos don't get many views because it is a long format. Or maybe that's an outdated belief. Maybe that's a see. I'm transmuting my thoughts as I fucking live and breathe. So I love hermiting, and I love to talk. And then I don't know. I love to think. So I got other things to talk about, other things that I probably would find better suited for the time now. But yeah, just be careful with who you fuck with. Some people are alchemists, some people are fucking good alchemists, and some people are fucking bad alchemists. And those are the ones you have to look out for. I mean, you have to look out for every alchemist, actually. Like, if you fucking with someone who's good, and that good person does nothing but good, that energy's gonna come back to you. It has to go back somewhere. So it's classic case of FAFO, bro. Fuck around, find out. And I guess on that note, I'll leave you guys. Thank you for watching. I don't know if I'll upload this or keep this for personal reference, but yeah, it's just weird when I start recording. I feel like I have to be a certain way on YouTube to gain attention, but I'm not being myself, and I'm feeling uncomfortable because I'm not being myself on camera. And that is the reason why I took the other videos down, but I'm gonna put them back up because I don't give a shit. Okay, so I'm gonna post this. Look at my brain just fucking. Yeah. Anyways, oh my god, that is a fucking. Look at that forehead, bro. Damn, son. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because this is fucking goofy. Goofy as fuck.